So I think today I wore a hat. These hats are cool. Top stories for this week. Manny Pacquiao's road to Mayweather may be a little bit longer than expected. Robert Brant made me eat my words. Congrats on the win. It is fight week for Daniel Jacobs versus Sergey Derevyanchenko for the IBF middleweight title. And there have been quite a few fight announcements that have emerged this week. The latest fight announcement will be for December 22nd. That will be a double-header featuring both Charlo twins, as both will be making a return in the ring for the second time this year. Charlo will be putting his WBC super welterweight title against Tony Harrison. Tony Harrison is a former foe and victim of Jarrett Hurd. And Charlo will be putting his WBC interim middleweight title against Willie Monroe Jr., former title challenger for Triple G and Billy Joe Saunders. And on the undercard, we'll be seeing Dominic Breazeale taking on former Olympian from Puerto Rico, Carlos Negron. And one of the surprise announcements for this week was Mikey Garcia is very close to finalizing a deal with Errol Spence for a fight possibly for February, despite his team being against it. And now some quick fight results. Demetrius Andrade has won the vacant WBO middleweight title, beating Namibian Walter Katandagwa in a fight where he knocked Katandagwa 4 times, one being from an illegal blow while Katandagwa was on the ground. Andrade had a good start to the fight, starting really strong, but he said apparently he injured his shoulder in the 4th round, so in the later half of the fight he was more so pot-shotting and relying heavily on his footwork. But in the end, he did enough to win the vacant title, putting him as a person of interest for bigger future fights. In the undercard, we saw dominating performances from the slick Philly fighter, Tevin Farmer, and the devastating puncher from Ireland, Katie Taylor. After the fights, call-outs were made. Tevin Farmer was calling out Gervonta Davis, a fight that both men seemed to want. And for Katie Taylor, it was actually Cindy Serrano's husband/trainer telling her that Amanda will take care of her. Amanda being the younger and more successful sister, being a 6th division world champion, and my imaginary girlfriend. In Orlando, Florida, we saw the World Boxing Super Series Bantamweight Tournament with Emmanuel Rodriguez winning the split decision against Australian Jason Maloney. Rodriguez has advanced in the tournament and now is facing the monster Naoya Inoue from Japan. And in the co-feature for that night, we saw Jurnar Dutokos taking on Poland's Natus Mastinak in the World Boxing Super Series Cruiserweight Tournament. Dutokos started really strong, looking to make a statement, but the experienced Mastinak was able to survive and keep it a close fight. But it was not enough to win the fight. Dutokos now advances in the tournament and now faces Andrew Dabidi in the semifinals. Brant just absolutely outworked Ryota Murata in a huge upset, taking the middleweight title away from the Japanese star. Brant had an exceptional work rate and was able to land his combinations and use his defensive movement as Murata just kept coming forward. So Triple G's plan to face Murata has been completely spoiled, as his promoter was planning to have Murata face Gennady possibly in Japan, where Murata is a huge star. Bob Arum of Top Rank has stated in a post-fight interview the next move for Brant is possibly a rematch with Murata or a fight against Triple G. So it is fight week, and we have an exciting matchup with Daniel Jacobs against undefeated Ukrainian Sergey Derevyanchenko. This will be for the vacant IBF middleweight title, and with the win, both men are hoping to get a shot against Triple G or Canelo. Be sure to catch the undercard as we have an exciting rematch with Heather Hardy against Shelly Vincent. Their first fight was dubbed the Gotti Award for female boxing. Let's hope the second one lives up to the hype. But a lot has happened since their first fight. Heather Hardy has been in MMA, dabbling in Bellator, and Shelly Vincent has been remaining active, and she has won her last 5 fights and also grew a pretty cool beard. So possible opponents for Anthony Joshua's April date in Wembley Arena could be decided this weekend. This weekend is the IBF title eliminator between Huey Fury and Kubrat Pulev. The winner will become the mandatory challenger for Anthony Joshua's IBF heavyweight title. As the IBF is the more strict of the governing bodies, he is more likely to have faced the winner of this fight within a year. If you can recall, Triple G was stripped of his IBF title because he refused to face his mandatory challenger, Sergey Derevyanchenko. So Joshua would have to face the winner of this fight if he wants to keep his IBF title. So Manny Pacquiao's move to the Premier Boxing Championship has been made official, as there was a picture of Manny Pacquiao posted on the Instagram page. Manny Pacquiao also posted a picture on his Instagram page, a picture of him overlooking Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia, Adrian Broner, Sean Porter, and of course, Floyd Mayweather. But it seems as though his fight with Mayweather could be a longer road than expected, as Mayweather was talking to TMZ, saying that Pacquiao would have to go through Adrian Broner first, and then Errol Spence in order to get to him. But I don't know if Pacquiao can get through Errol Spence, and probably Mayweather thinks that too. So that's the news for this week. Sorry about the audio, my microphone just died on me all of a sudden. So hopefully I have that problem fixed the next time. Catch you next week.